EIYUDEN Chronicle has officially been released worldwide, and it is very, very exciting because today is the official launch date of the game. Now everyone whether you're a backer or not, now everyone is able to enjoy this amazing game. And your boy Cali Q want to take care of you in this video and give you a couple basic beginner tips and just a few introspectives about the series that you may not know. You may not know how we SUIKODEN / now EIYUDEN fans do things over here. Keep in mind, this game is not meant to hold your hand. So there's a lot of quality of life features that some of you guys may have questions about. I realize that there may be newcomers to the series, and in this video I'm going to do my best to take care of some basics with you so that you can try to enjoy this game just a little bit more. Right, tip number one, I'm hearing it. I'm gonna put this as a bonus tip, or tip number one. Stay away from the Nintendo Switch version right now. A lot of folks are not happy with the Switch version of EIYUDEN Chronicle, and there's stuttering, there's performance issues. It's rated a 54 out of 100 on Metacritic. Stay away from the Switch version of EIYUDEN Chronicle. As unfortunate as it is for me to say that, because this game would be awesome to have on the go. I don't know what's going on with the optimization and performance of the Switch version, but do yourself a favor and try to get it for at least PS4, PS5, or Steam. Stay away from the Switch version right now, guys, until they get a patch out there or get something to help this thing out. All right, now let's jump into the actual game. My tip number one are the dash boots. You'll find the dash boots in the abandoned mine. Initially, I was not too happy with Noah's run speed. I was thinking there has to be a sprinting option, or there has to be a way to make him faster. Well, fortunately there is, but it's very easy to miss if you get a little bit restless during the first little mini dungeon, or whatever you would want to call it. What you have to do is go to the area right before the boss battle of the abandoned mines on this map right here. What you want to do is follow this path all the way down to the upper left dead end, and then receive the dash boots in the treasure chest. Now, as you can see, I already got this, so I'm just showing you guys where it was located. Then we go into the equipment. Unfortunately, the dash boots do require taking up the accessory slot, which is both an old school way of thinking and an inconvenient way of thinking when it comes to modern advances in JRPGs. So this is some of the reasons why EIYUDEN Chronicle has been receiving some critique, because it's still very 90s-esque and nostalgic based when it comes to certain hard and fast rules. Nowadays, this will just be something your character gets once and it's always on. But as you can see here, the difference was very, very noticeable. Without these dash boots, Noah is his speed just does not do it for me, guys. So in order to enjoy the gameplay a little bit more of this game, I highly recommend you grab these boots, as it even changed my perspective on how much I was enjoying the game by getting around a lot faster. This honestly should have just been Noah's regular run speed in my opinion, but whatever. Next, this is a big one. A lot of new players are running into the inventory limit and capacity limit that is present in EIYUDEN Chronicle, once again reflecting those old school 90s JRPGs. Well, I have another remedy for you. In this case, there's two remedies. What you want to do is go to Hishan, and eventually you'll make it to the point in the story after you've reached the Tree Folk Village. Now, this is a little bit further in the game, but at least when you finish the Tree Folk arc, you'll be able to go to Hishan, go to the upper left exit, and you'll see obviously a big old bag behind the stations. This character is named Nail, and by putting Nail in your party as a support member, he temporarily, or in that case, he can increase the capacity of your bag, as you see, up to 50. Now, that is the temporary way to do it, and you have to be a little bit further in the game to go ahead and make that happen. And unfortunately, it takes up your support character slot just to waste it on something like increasing your capacity. Now, the second way is the way that you ultimately want to do, as it is a permanent fix to the bag capacity issue. Now, what you want to do is go to your castle upgrades menu, go to the left, and as you can see here on the screen, there is actually an option with Nail to upgrade the castle, and this will be the shop that Nail uses to increase your bag's capacity. And there are multiple levels to that shop as well. Now, the little small string attached is that you also have to have another character named Code L. He can be found in Eucharist, and he will need this rune of currents to join your party, which isn't too tall of a task, but once again, all of these things are a little bit further than the beginning, so you will have to get here eventually. But I do want to let people know that this is in the game, because a lot of people think that there's no way to really increase the bag size, and there is, even if it's a little bit tedious or old school and inconvenient. Another cool character aspect when it comes to this game that it does is the character attendance system. Whereas if you have a party of 6 that you thoroughly enjoy, you can place the main characters that are required to be in for the story to the attendance spot without messing with your current party. I think that most JRPGs should do that, and even though Eiyuden Chronicle is suffering from lacking a couple of quality of life features, this is a feature that I'm pretty glad that it has, and I think other JRPGs should implement this as well. And rightfully so. In a game that bolsters over 100 characters, there's bound to be a group of 6 that you may like even more than the main characters. So I love that you can put Noah on the back burner and run with your own custom team so that it's personal and intimate to everyone playing this game. That is a feature that I think is absolutely amazing, and I wanted to make sure that newcomers knew that you can take the main characters out and run with your own personal party of 6 to your liking. My next tip would be to check every nook and cranny. Eiyuden Chronicle is a big game, and there's over 100 of recruitable characters. There are times where you are allowed to take intervals in between the story and go on a complete recruitment spree to look for new characters. For newcomers to this franchise, don't be afraid to take a couple of detours here and there, go to a couple of towns that you might not supposed to be at just then, because there are characters littered everywhere amongst the Eiyuden Chronicle world. And I want to invite you guys to be sure that you explore and not just streamline the story, because there are characters at specific intervals that unlock when you reach certain story points. So don't be afraid to explore, find those new towns, find those cool quirky characters, and have fun while doing it. It's all a part of the experience when it comes to the Suikoden and Eiyuden worlds. Character is categorized into 3 different sort of types. The short-range characters can only hit the front row of an enemy from your front row. Medium characters can hit front or back row of enemies from your front row, or can hit enemies front row from your back row. Long characters can hit front or back row of enemies from your back row. So to put it quite simply, guys, in case you're confused, mid-range characters can hit mid-range opponents. Long-range characters are usually characters like with throwing knives, bow and arrows, guns, things of that nature. Typically, the short-range characters are some of the powerhouse characters. Each of these characters are categorized and they're easily identifiable. If you just go ahead and check their status, it will have either an L, an M, or an S to signify which type of character that they are. Now, S characters should probably always be in the front line. If you put them in the back, they will be unable to do basic attacks. They can still use rune and other things though. The middle characters I like to call the jack of all trades. They can somewhat jump over 2 lines when basic attacking, and they're just a good all-around neutral, natural character. L's characters are unaffected by placement and they can hit any spot at any time. Usually though, these characters have lower defense, so rear guard is probably the best way to go when it comes to these characters. So guys, don't be afraid to get out there and experiment with different character type and different character combinations. You just might find your favorite combinations depending on what your playstyle is. Guys, that is all for my quick tips video today. Thank you for supporting the channel. Be sure to check out my full-fledged length review of Eiyuden Chronicle on this video right over here. Appreciate you guys supporting and joining the channel. And if you would like a part 2, please be sure to let me know down in the comment section below and other tips that I can include for you guys. All right, see you guys.